job of mine.
Take the phone.
This notification came through.
Sad. Demons.
What's that? Fuck y'all too. Yeah.
Walked out.
Hey, call out y'all. Fuck that
We ain't even said nothing to him.
thing. You hear me? Just the point of say hey, spirit
That's
out
all.
here.
That's all.
All right, we're gonna get started in a minute. In the camera.
Gang, y'all. At least you follow me. I heard y'all.
Speak to people.
All right. Good.
Y'all
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we're gonna face the east towards Jerusalem, giving all praises, honor, and glory.
Through Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakudash.
Double honors to our teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere and humble brothers, faithful and diligently preaching His word with fear and trembling. Also, shalom to the believers who subscribe wholeheartedly to this truth through the spirit of power, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, with the Hebrew Israelites, the GMS, Memphis, Mississippi County, got the brother Yash. All right, with us out here through the spirit, man. Just got a topic, theme, true independence. Of course, this so-called 4th of July, Independence Day. But there's no independence for us. As a matter of fact, brother, give me that independence. We'll open up with that, along with Isaiah 61:1. The etymology of the word independence, man. Right? Because you people are under the impression that you're free, but you're governed by a tyrant. You're governed by a system that wants to destroy you, and you're not even aware of it, man. Okay? For the most part, the mass of people are totally unaware of the system in play known as Operation Depopulation, man. Right? You got the Georgia Guidestones where it's saying that they want to reduce the population down pretty much by 6.5 to 7 billion people, man. They want to eradicate out of the earth, man. Okay? So this ideology of in America that it pushes that you're free is really a system built to destroy you, man. All right? Because they don't give you any true independence. If you say you want to go and build a well, all right, and provide your own water and set up your own system off the grid, they're gonna lock you up, man. If you do it without their consent. Here it is, you got your own land, but you can't even govern your land the way that you want to run it, man. If you're in a position to have your own land, man. You know? So let's get this word independence, and then we're going to get into the scriptures, and we're going to solidify what true independence is and when it's coming, man.
This is independence in the etymology, 1630s, the fact of not depending on others or another self-support and self-government.
Now you tell me who in America is not dependent on the government for everything, man, right? The elites are the only true independent people on the earth, man. The Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, they don't go to anybody for anything. They don't have a government ruling over them, telling them what they can and cannot do, right? Now, when the kingdom comes, there's going to be a government, but it's going to be a government established by righteousness, man. dealing with a system that all it does is implement and bring in unrighteous decrees and systems to ultimately keep you in a oppressed, man, in a state of oppression, man. You know, keep going.
Saying that old English word for it was self.
Yeah, I'm 28 though.
But it was self-dom, law, but informed is closer to privilege, and two concepts are not allowed distinguishable.
Right. So you don't got independence here, you got privileges here, right? And really your only privilege, the only true privilege that you have is to serve this system of wickedness, man. Because anybody who tries to do anything righteously, all right, in this world, you look at it, you frowned upon, man, right? You get around your people during this time of the year, right? Because, you know, so-called 4th of July, all, especially Jake families want to get together and gather. And then you tell them you don't eat pork. They got a big slab of ribs. They looking at you, oh, why you eat pork? Because the Lord told us not to eat pork, man. The Lord told us not to eat these. He gave us a dietary law. He gave us a government of righteousness, man. Which this place goes totally against, right? So in the outcome of what's going to happen to America is going to be destroyed so that you can have true independence. And see, when the righteous are in authority, they say the people are going to rejoice. And one of the reasons that the people are going to rejoice, meaning all the other nations outside of Esau, Edom, because he's going to be eradicated, all the other nations are going to have sovereignty, man. Right? They're going to have their own lands, although they're going to be paying tribute. We're not going to be just tyrants over them like that. The only problem that's going to occur with us and the other nations is when they go against the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Yeah.
I said righteous leadership is coming because Esau Edom, you know, he goes way too far. You know how he governs the people. You know he exceeds the bounds. You know that a ruler should go.
Yep.
You see, because even in the kingdom, especially after 1,000 years are over with, and the heathens get their own land, you know, and they go back to running their system according to the law, statutes, and commandments from Israel. Well, Elamite, you know, we're not going to tell him he can only have one wife.
Right.
And we're not going to be his woman not going to be able to bring him to court because the man wants her to do something.
Right.
You know? No, he's going to be able to have some type of sovereignty over his own household. All right? If he wants his sons, if he's a chef, and he wants his sons to be chefs, that's what they're going to be.
That's right.
All right? We're not going to come there because Esau push liberty, but really, he gives you the liberty to rebel.
That's right.
That's the only liberty you got is to rebel really against the standards of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, the LGBTQ, the alphabet people. That's liberty to rebel, all right? A man, a woman having authority over a household, that's her rebelling against the man, which is supposed to be her head, you see? So when he goes into liberty, he's telling you you're liberated to do everything but righteousness, you know?
That's why they're going to get punished. That's why I said, why they did have liberty, they despise the truth, right? Because yeah, you got liberty, but this liberty you're supposed to take what? Take heed. Come back what? To your power. Because this is the only lead and the only liberty that you have, man. Why are you what? Why is this available? See, the truth is available right now. Soon it's not going to be available. So get it while the getting is good, man. You know, like you say, the truth is the truth. The what? Liberty?
You already had
Okay, if you're going to get the word liberty, can we get the precept where it's going to...
Okay.
Yeah, let's get the precept. You going to get your quick one?
Yeah, this is Psalm 94:20.
Yeah, let's just let a couple of them come through. I know we've been opening up.
Yep.
So let's let a couple of precepts flow.
It says, shall the throne, this is Psalms 94:20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? You know, so there can't be two standards that govern the earth. There has to be one standard that governs the earth. All right? So there's a standard right now, but it's in wickedness. And everyone's in subject to that standard. Here it is, a nigga, all right, that work a job, you know, a 9-to-5 job, is here celebrating independence. But you have countries with military that can't even get outside the dollar, man. You know? So how can you have liberty when this man forces his monetary system on whole other countries with military? But here it is, you in America, you know, with their rusty 38, you know, talking about you liberating. No, man. All right? Everyone is subjugated to this beast system in some form or some fashion. You see, what we're doing now, this is the spiritual rebellion, you know, because being liberated starts in your mind first. Because if you still call yourself, you know, you say you're free, but you still call yourself a Negro or African American or black, well, you're still playing to the narrative that he gave you. That's a shackle he put on your head, man. Because a nigga African American, there's no legacy tied to it. Right. You know, there's no promises attached to that, man. You know?
You got it, bro. Go ahead. You got yours. Go ahead with that. Go ahead with that, nigga.
Because that was definition you put it down.
Yeah.
So that's why
Okay, come.
It's Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh, is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek.
Right, now this the prophet Isaiah really talking about Yahushua, the chief prophet, man. But we come in the spirit of Yahushua, according to Revelation 19 and 10. The Spirit of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy. So the title of the theme of the lesson is true independence. So we prophesying our true independence, man. All right, go ahead.
And to proclaim liberty to the captives.
Proclaim is the same thing as prophesy, man. To say before, all right? To witness before it happens. Go ahead.
And then he said to the captives.
Right.
Which is who? The Israelites.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Yep.
And the opening of the prisons to them that are bound.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it begins with your mind.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you still believe that, you know, his name is Jesus, all right, you're in the spiritual prison.
Yep.
All right? If you still believe all nations can be saved, you are in the spiritual prison. See, Yahushua liberated our minds first.
Right.
Then he's physically going to come liberate us, man. But see, our minds have been liberated. See, a nigga sitting at home waiting on Dr. Fauci for his next instruction.
Right.
You see? Because he's not liberated. He doesn't have sovereignty over his thoughts.
That's right.
You see? Your thought process comes from what, you know, cause like niggas, all right, still have a mindset. If you still, all right, have a mindset that you a real nigga, you know,
I'm real.
Yeah. If you still think like that, that means there's another entity that has control over your mindset, man.
Yep.
You see?
Yep.
We've been let loose, man.
That's what Micah 2 and 10 say, what?
Arise ye and
depart. But this is not your rest. Depart what? Depart from the mind.
Yep.
See? Because when you go into Ephesians and say what? It's the mind. It's all within the mind.
Right.
See, you gotta find a new way of thinking, a new way of acting, a new way of being. It all starts what? With the mind.
Yeah, you really ultimately you gotta be brought to the truth. You gotta come to the knowledge of the understanding of the truth. As it says in John, which I think the brother got it. You got it? John 8 and 32. Hold that, we're gonna finish it. But the truth is what's gonna set you free. Because if you quote Micah 2 and 10, that was one of the precepts we had to bring out too. It's gonna come out. It tell you it should destroy you. It's gonna pollute you. And it's talking about with a sword of destruction. And your destruction starts first in your mind. The way that you think ultimately is the outcome of how you live.
Exactly. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. That's how Esau was able to prevail. Because he had the mind of the people. Meaning when he had to train them. He had to train the people to do according to his work. See, that's why our people don't have no problem being bold, lesbian. Why? Because he had the mind of the people. So when he put something out there in the media, all right, the internet, and it says it's good, then what do people do? The people gravitate to it. Why? Because we're in the midst of this city.
Yep. You got it.
John 8:32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
You go back to Isaiah.
Yeah, the truth say what? Make you free, man. Meaning what? Knowing that you're a slave. Knowing the so-called white man's the devil. See, these thoughts to set your mind free. Okay, I ain't got to worry about this no more. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to worry about that no more. I ain't got to worry about the so-called white man calling me a nigga. I know I ain't no nigga. You know, I'm a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, whatsoever. All right? I know I'm a slave, so that's one less matter I got to worry about. Why people getting pulled over. You know, we curse. Why the so-called white man on top of us, the Lord put him on top of us. So you start to be set free by all these things that you have been taught and been going through. You know what I'm saying? Your whole life. When you come to the truth with the understanding.
All right, he gonna read the two subjects. He got the word. Go ahead.
It's Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord Yahweh is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek, and he have sent me to bend up the brokenhearted.
The good tidings is what we're talking about. Your true independence, to actually be able to pursue a life of righteousness where you're not bound by a man who's trying to keep you from prevailing, man. You know, because his system is a system to keep you in debt. I was reading man, who made this statement? I was just reading it last night. Shit. Pretty much say Jake is like liquid money to Esau Edom, to the elites. Because money falls out of Jake's hand just like you trying to hold water in your hand, right? Because he set that system up for you to be a consumer, man. To be a, like you say, are you a homeborn slave, right? That's why you see these so-called Arabs, which they call, which truly they Ishmaelites, all right, Edomites, Moabites, so-called Chinese, all right, in Jake neighborhoods thriving because Jake don't spend money with himself. He don't spend and bring money into his own community, and the elites know that. Jake could take his money and go give it to Moab, go give it to Elam, and go give it to Ishmael, and all these other nations. But Jake, you know, opened up his own business. His own brothers really hating on him. Jake could go in his own neighborhood and rob the establishments in his own neighborhood, but he'll go to Germantown or Collierville or the suburbs where Edomites predominantly live and won't even litter.
I ain't the Rodney King.
He won't even litter over there.
Remember when they had beat up Rodney King? They ain't tell Eastside neighborhood, they tore their own shit up. You know what I'm saying? Then going back to last year, when that riot had happened, the George Floyd, they were trying that neighborhood, they threw the police precinct up, but see, it was still part of their own neighborhood. And they were set up to do that. You know what I'm saying? But Jake destroyed their own shit, man.
Jake ain't got no explosive. You know?
Yeah. But I got one back up real quick.
They even get that word liberty, you got it.
Okay,
And to proclaim liberty to the captives and the opening of prisons to them that are bound.
You got the word liberty.
This is the word liberty according to edomonline.com. First definition is free choice, freedom to do as one chooses.
Do that will.
That's the liberty they talking about.
Yeah. That's the do that will. You know, he's telling you can choose to be a man or woman. No matter what you're born, you can choose to be a different gender, man. All right?
Well, if you're a grown-ass man, you can choose to be a baby.
Yeah.
I'm 32 years old, but you got to run around with a diaper on.
Yeah.
You living in a man-sized crib.
Yep.
And then the second definition, this is the liberty that we want. And it says freedom from the bondage of sin.
Woo! Freedom from the bondage of sin. And that's goes into the chains of darkness. That's what it is. But see, even in these bodies, you know, we're captive to these bodies that's drawn to sin. These bodies are drawn to sin. So even within these bodies, all right, we're in captivity, man.
Yep.
How much more in this system, man? This body is like a prison within the prison. That's why the elect, you know, what we're doing is a fight, all right? Because the first thing that we gotta overcome is our flesh, you know, having authority over our flesh, man. Being sovereign over our flesh. That's the first thing that as the elect we have to get sovereignty over is of our flesh. And then when Yahweh Shah comes and conquer our enemies, we'll have actual sovereignty over the earth. But it begins with us having sovereignty over our flesh, man.
That goes back to the definition that we brought out of independence.
Yep.
With self-government, self-rule.
Yep.
You know, so if you can't rule over your own flesh, that what makes you think you can rule over your own family?
Yeah.
You know, two women,
Yeah.
let alone one woman.
Yeah.
You know, kids.
Rule over whole realm.
Yeah. Does the scripture say? Well, let me grab it. It's in Proverbs, I believe. But roughly paraphrasing, it says, "He that hath rule over his own spirit is mightier than one that taketh a city."
Yep.
You know, taketh a kingdom.
Yep. And because it's decision making like that liberty, the liberty that they give you here, it promotes poor decision making. As you look at a woman, all right, a woman to have within like a woman fought for women's liberation, right? Well, within their liberation, they went from being, housewives and mothers of children and raising up generation of children to what? 2 or 3 baby daddies. Now you don't know who the baby daddy is. But this is your liberty. This is what you chose to do within your liberty. Look at your decision making. You was 19, you got all these tattoos over you, but now you 43, 44, you somebody's grandma, but you still got all these tattoos on you. You know? Why? Because you had what? That liberty to do as thou wilt. And what did the liberty in America promote? Poor decision making. Niggas having baby mamas, all right, by these sorry ass women. Now they got a headache their whole life. Every time you see Jake, he's singing a blues song about his baby mama. But you made the crazy ass choices within your liberty. See, this promotes horrible decision making. Go die. You know, you can eat anything. You can eat as much as you want within your liberty. But now look at the people. America, the fattest country on earth. You know, so you had liberty to destroy yourself, man. You know, you don't have liberty, all right, and sovereignty, man.
Go ahead and finish that off.
This is Isaiah 61, verse 2. And to proclaim the acceptable year and the day of vengeance of our Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, to come for our their mourn.
Days of Lord, because that's going to be true liberation, all right? See, people don't understand that ain't no such thing as voting. You got Jake who's making a big fuss about vote suppression. You know, you got to have a voting ID. You know, that don't matter. Voting don't matter. You people don't have no power. When the police want to lock this place down, did they take a vote? Did they ask you, nigga?
Yeah.
Ask you what you think.
Yeah.
When Esau said y'all got a curfew at 8 o'clock, take your ass in at 8 o'clock.
Now, how the man that you so-called vote to rule over you don't have no counsel with you after the fact that he gets in office?
Yeah, all voting does is give you that mindset that you're depending on that person, whoever you voted for, or who was elected to rule over you.
You accepting him to uphold good moral standards that you embrace.
It's a delusion that you empower.
That's
You know how
your
your mama, make you let your little brother play the game with you, unplug the controller. That's all you know. You know,
You playing because you got the control in your hand, that ain't plugged up.
You niggas playing with a controller that ain't plugged up, man. All right? Esau wearing you niggas out, man. You know? False liberty, man. It's a false sense of freedom, man. And like I say, the lockdown was a great example. All right? You didn't matter what type of job you had. Esau said, close that down.
You got Jake still walking around with the mask on.
Yeah.
You know, they're talking about you celebrating 4th of July with the mask on.
Yeah. You gotta pull your mask down, eat the real. Put the mask back on.
Hey, here to put 10 on pump 4.
Yeah.
Like simple as hell, man.
Alright. I got appreciate.
Okay,
Yeah, keep it Isaiah. Keep it Isaiah. That's the liberty right there. That's how true liberty.
This is the Rock 10 and 3.
hey, can we get to the Deuteronomy 2 out?
Yeah.
This is the Rock 10 and 3.
Hold that.
Not 28.
This is Rock 10 and 3. An unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Hey, because you people don't even control the air you breathe. You know?
Yep.
Here it is, you're being chemtrailed to death.
Man.
All right? All type of sewage, the water is polluted. You got trash islands in the ocean.
Yeah, trash.
Yeah. And then like I said, this man just sprinkled death for everything, man.
Yep.
All right?
You don't control the food
Yeah.
that's in
You
your
don't
grocery
control the
stores.
chemicals. You don't control nothing. All right? You just got to take whatever's being mass produced to you, man. You know? And everything that's mass produced is destroying you. They just found out that the tuna Subway has 0% DNA of a tuna, man. So what is that? So you can't even eat tuna when you want, man. So what you think all you can eat wings? Where you think all the wings
We are all
come
you
from?
can eat.
They being shot. They being shot.
Yeah,
You can tell them junk being shot, man, because it's more fat
yeah,
and grosser than meat.
yeah. You eat everything, pigeon, crow, you know, vulture. You eat every damn thing, man. With some buffalo sauce on it, man. All right, bones,
And then
especially the boneless. You
Hey,
they don't
look.
tell you what you get with the.
That's what Moab be doing. Moab will put this shit in, in his restaurant, man, and shoot it up with all them different spices and
Yeah.
shit. You don't know what that is. You just call it chicken.
And then slap it with the non-GMO on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because China, they don't really have a word to distinguish meats. So they can call pretty much any meat whatever they want. They can call it beef or chicken, but Chinese, like, they don't have a word to
Oh,
distinguish.
dog.
Yeah, dog and cat.
Dog and cat.
Just slice it and dice it into a wing or a leg,
Meat.
you know, and say it's chicken. You know?
And if you're dependent on the system, all right, that you don't control, then you're not free. All right, like we talking about Solomon yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, when you go to it, you know, listen, get First King 4:22. Get First King 4:22, man. All right. This how Solomon. This was a normal day for Solomon, man, and he knew exactly where everything came from. Go ahead.
It's 1 Kings 4:22.
Yep.
And Solomon's provision for one day
For one day. This was the provisions for one day. Go ahead.
was 30 measures of fine flour
30 measures of fine flour on desserts. Go ahead.
and 80 measures of meal,
Go ahead.
10 fat oxen and 20 oxen out of the pastures.
10 fat oxen and 20 oxen out of the pasture. Now, he wasn't feeding himself. That was his whole household. You know, he had hundreds, thousands
Come on,
of
man.
servants. But this was, he had enough where he can go get 10 oxen a day, 30 oxen a day, every day.
Jake got weight on the food stamp card
You
that
see
comes
it?
with $800 stamps a month.
Everybody was eating beef.
Yeah, everybody.
And he knew exactly where it came from. It came from his pastors, man. You niggas not doing that. Even Jake that got, livestock and a few things here, he can't do this.
Hey, and that's fresh meat.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about going to get it out the refrigerator. That's fresh meat. Say 10 fat oxen and 20 oxen out of the pastures and 100 sheep beside hearts.
100 sheep.
This is
See?
one day, though.
Jake loved the lamb, don't he? 100 sheep. This is a day. This
One
is
day.
what he would feed his servants, all right, his household, his wives. He had 1,000 wives. This is what they was eating every day.
That's 700 sheep a week.
Yeah. Come on, man. Go ahead.
He said 100 sheep beside hearts
Yep.
and roebucks and fallow deer.
Yeah. So follow deer. Jake loved deer meat. You see?
Woo!
Solomon was balling. He didn't have. He wasn't taking picture with money phones. All right. You can't take a picture with 20, oxen, to your ear. No. He wasn't rich in dollars, man. This is what Solomon was rich in. You Jake don't understand.
Real money.
Yeah, you don't understand what riches is, man. Yeah, you think Jay-Z, he got $100 billion dollars. Well, if Esau say we not $7 no more, he broke. He through.
It's gonna come down to that.
Yeah.
The only thing that you can provide is your servitude.
Yep.
That's the only way you can exchange goods or services with is your own servitude if you don't have any resources to trade.
Yep.
They're going right back to the plantation. That's how master was able to grow with his stock. And he gave away his servants.
Yep.
They started trading servants. Well, I give you 2 women, 2 men.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh, you want me to keep going? It's okay. Say, for he had dominion over all the region on this side of the river.
He had dominion. All right. That means he was dominating. He had rulership. Jake, you don't have that, man. All right. Because you can have 100 wild niggas. All right, wilding out. But they can send goddamn 3 Edomite cops to the niggas calm down, man.
Yeah.
You niggas ain't got no dominion, man. See, Solomon had dominion. Even when he was building the temple, All right, there was heathens that built the temple, and you had Israelites that were supervising. All right, the heathens, man. You see, Solomon had complete dominionship, and there was his daily provision. You know, you got it, boy.
Say, for he had dominion over all the region as the side of the river, from Tipsah even to Azar, over all the kings on this side of the river.
He had dominion over kings. All right, who are the kings today? The elites. All right, the elites are the kings. You niggas don't have dominion over the elites, man. All right, so you don't have no sovereignty because they still, right now, they can shut this shit down tomorrow, man. All right, July 5th, they can shut everything back down. All right, and you niggas will be subjugated to the decrees. All right, with the elites, man. Solomon wasn't subjugated to the decrees of nobody, man. How you think he had all this free time to study his women? You know, study the animals. He had free time. He was in sovereignty, man. All right, here it is. You really gotta schedule sleep in, man. All right, you want to work out, you work out on the fly. You get you little 15 minutes in, and you get ready to go back to work. You see, everything you do is on the time clock. It's like you always, it's a 24 clock.
You're always trying to beat time.
Yeah. So how can you be silent, man? You know?
It says, the man tell you, set the clock back.
Put it back out.
Push it forward.
Yeah, matter of fact, if you niggas free, you leave your clock the same all year. You're gonna be fired as hell, man.
He said, and Judah and Israel dwelt safely.
Yep.
Every man under his vine.
Yep.
That's independence.
Yep. Everybody had their own substance. Every man had their own substance. On their own vine, which means they what? Had substance. All right, everybody probably couldn't
Had a vineyard.
Yeah, they probably couldn't do like Solomon, hit daily provision,
but
but
they
had where they could go get their daily provision. Like they had enough where they could go get their meat out of their livestock. They can go get their desserts out of their crops, man.
Like sort of what you see when you take, when you travel to other countries or other cities, other states, you see on the side of the road, you see like a house, they got the cows,
They got a farm.
They got the stuff, they got the vines to go out there.
That's majority Esau though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's majority Esau though.
Yeah.
You know, you got a few Jakes. It's like, say for instance, like Karl Malone, he took his money and he built a ranch. Your boy, Kwame, you know, he got him a ranch. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a few of our people that understand what real money is. You know, when last time you heard Jay-Z or Future or any of these niggas that you know, Jake idolized, talking about showing, they show you the crib, they ain't showing you no damn farm.
Yeah, they ain't showing horses.
Yeah, because Jake think that's lame. Oh, this nigga got a farm. That nigga old McDonald's. Nigga old McDonald got a pocket full of real money. He got money that don't fold. You know.
I saw a statistic that said that farmers produce, you know, basically for half of the population in the United States. So all it takes for them to do is just quit giving it to the 18-wheelers to import it into cities.
Right.
And your ass is dead, man. They rely on those farmers.
But guess what's the percentage of people that farm in America? All right, 1%. Woo! 1% of people that farm in America, man.
No, that ain't Jake.
Yeah, so the agriculture is very thin. So they provide for 50%, 1% is provided for 50%. All right? And Esau is attacking that 1%. He's attacking farmers right now. What he had them utilizing all them animals. All right? Yeah, he destroying eggs and chicken. He destroying, all right, the food supply chain.
Because going back to Salah,
You
just going back to that statement I had made earlier, it was Dame Dash. That's who it was who made that quote. Because they know Jake is liquid money. So like we were talking about yesterday, America is a consumer nation. So the things that Jake are able to do to create his own revenue and really be self-sufficient and be sovereign, he's trying to completely shut that down. You know, you don't want Jake talking about being on farmers. That's why he made sure that Tyson and all the major what you call it, the meat houses where they process, you know, they chop the meat and break it down and process it to go into the grocery stores. He made sure that COVID went through there, you know, and that was probably why they had to put down their livestock, man, because they didn't have nowhere to take the meat for it to be processed, unless they, you know, because there's only so much meat they can keep for themselves, you know. So he's purposely trying to make Jake accept his way of living, which is being a total slave to him, man. You know, it's not about you having independence, it's about you being a slave, man. You know?
That's a servant.
But see, Yahweh Shah, he set it up for us to be the head, all right? To be the true kings and the true rulers. And in the way that we are going to rule, it's going to be in a way where everybody around us has life more abundantly. You know? Because money really, like, you think about money really ain't shit without people. And Esau trying to destroy the people so he can have more money. This man is fucking sadistic, diabolical.
He backwards, man.
Yeah.
He definitely backwards.
You got that Deuteronomy 28. Yeah, let's start at 1. Read down to verse 13.
Okay.
But we're going to get precepts as we go. We're going to get precepts as we go.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
Now this is the heading of the contract between Yahweh Shah and the Israelites, man. This is Deuteronomy 28 is a contract, man.
Yep.
All right? Go ahead.
It says that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power.
Right. And see, you living in a system who's trying to deceive you into an idea of equality. It ain't no such thing as an equality, right? And you got this idiot vocab alone talking about the Most High never intended, like, it's not his plan for slaves. It's not his plan. It's not his thing to have slaves.
Right.
That was just something that happened, pretty much. You know. Yeah. Well, what kingdom ever existed without slaves? That don't even make sense. So everybody's gonna be the king.
Everybody equal.
Everybody equal. That's unrealistic, man. You know. Go ahead. Somebody has to be in rulership. Go ahead.
It says, blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thine kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
Because that's real money. See, because real money produces itself. I ain't never seen a dollar bill I ain't never seen a 5 get with a 1 and make a 10. You know what I'm saying? Or a 10 get with a 5 and make a 20. No. But you take them kinds and them goats and them sheep, and they breed and they produce more. Go ahead.
It says, blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shall...
The majority of Jake got less than $1,000 in their bank account, man. The majority of people living paycheck to paycheck, so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right? One setback, now you need a loan. Go ahead, bro.
It says, blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out.
Right. And another thing too is because this system teaches you to be excessive too. You know, Jake overdo everything. You know, every time Jake go buy something, Jake gotta go get the most expensive one. Jake gotta go, you know, Jake gotta go all out, man. And Jake don't believe in a saving and budgeting. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Esau do.
Yeah. Esau don't spend his money. You know?
Walk around with the Walmart shit.
You know, it don't matter. You know?
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that raise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
Right. And now you got, every time you drive down the street, you looking over your shoulder, hoping that, goddamn it, what's the boy name that murdered George Floyd? What was his name?
David Chavez.
Yeah, you trying to make sure David Chavez ain't behind you, man.
Yep.
You know? Because any day, you might be your last day just for running a stop sign. Or just for driving through the wrong, let's say, just for driving through the wrong neighborhood at the wrong time of night. American scheme.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You can't get about 5
Oh
minutes.
yeah, 5 minutes. Right?
Yep.
If Esau don't like how you looked at him, he can gun you down.
Hey, and he pushed that. You know, that's heavy in America on a large scale dealing with judging book by its cover.
Yeah.
Cause that's the narrative Esau pushing. Last night, this lady, she's like, I ain't like him because how he had his headband. He had his headband cocked. So she's like, nah, I don't like him.
Right.
But then, come to find out, we saw the Edomite. And the Edomite had a little regular shirt on, you know what I'm saying, little shorts and some regular shoes on. She's like, well, he might be good. But come to find out, the Edomite was the bad one, and Jake was the one that had the headband on. He was the good one.
Hey, Esau the serial killers in the world, man.
Right.
You know, that little geeky looking Edomite got glasses on. He looks so delicate. He looks so innocent. This nigga be in the library 5-6 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Just don't know. He got a whole nother life. This nigga got what's that?
Hey, you made me think of my boy from Subway, man. With the glasses. What's his name, man? He's doing the most. Jerry. Jerry, man, out here.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers is a serial killer.
guys.
Yeah. What's up now?
All right, now.
Yeah. But you see how Esau pushed that on the people to have us thinking like, you look at Jake, nah, fuck Jake. You know what I'm saying? But Esau, the murderer, he the real killer.
It's a social condition. Because when you think of Esau, you think of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right, you think of Captain America.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
What
you
his
think
name,
of everything great. You know, you think of Mayflower. You know, the story he told you. You think of the founders of America, Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, they great.
What George
Washington.
What he say? I cannot tell a lie. I did chop down the cherry tree. Yeah.
There's a nigga hanging on there. That was he got.
He ain't tell you that.
No. You left that part out.
That's what people think of when they think of this nigga, man. You know? It's the savior of the earth. It's just highly intelligent. You know, hey, because if you finna have surgery and you see a whole team of Edomites walking there, you're gonna be at E. Jacob be at E.
Take an E,
But let's say you will see the Nigerian doctors coming up. Jacob be like, where'll degree at? You gotta show him you gotta go home, get your degree.
Right.
Show this nigga back. Yeah.
That's the deception of Eve, man.
Got it.
All right.
Brother got a precept? Go ahead.
So Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Yeah.
You go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, the Lord is really calling out his people to separate from this place, from the mindset of this place. All right, like I say, the liberation begins with your mindset. All right, you're a woman, you still think you're a bad bitch. You know, you still got the mentality that you're equal or above a man. You're still in captivity to this man's system, man. All right, let alone your physical captivity that we all in. But see, at least we're free in our shot. You know, brother, get there real quick, St. John 8, 32, and then jump to 36.
Yeah, because one thing about it,
by the Lord choosing us to come into this truth, we became spiritually free. You know, it's mental free. Now, at first we were spiritually in bondage and mentally in bondage because we were still holding on to the lies of the so-called white man. But now we into the truth, man. We spiritually free. We understand.
And then this society teach your children lies.
Yeah.
Right? The tooth fairy, Santa Claus, Easter Bunny. They teach you to pass down lies, man.
St. John 10 and 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. All right? And who's going to be the one to free you? Get 36.
Jumping down to 36. Yep. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed.
You shall be free indeed through Yahushua. So if you ain't talking about Yahushua, you're not talking about liberation. All right? Because Martin Luther King, and it's a spirit. We're in the city that he supposedly got killed. All right, but what that nigga marched for and what he stood for, you niggas are still marching for the same thing. Letting you know he didn't make no progress. Malcolm X, all right, whoever you niggas look to is some type of liberator. All right, you're still fighting for the same things that they're supposedly liberating you from. But see, we ain't got to fight against someone calling us an African American or black. We free from that. Right. You can't put those chains back on us. Right. Vocab trying to put those chains of Christianity back on us. Yeah. You can't put those chains back on us. We free through Yahushua, man. Right. You know, we understand the true narrative of the gospel, man, of the Bible. All right. You can't give us anything else, man. We're free, man. All right.
You got it. You have something? Go ahead.
This is 2nd Esdras 14 and 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts and cast away the burdens of man and put out now the weak nature.
Right. Because this place is full of fleshly desires. And fleshly desires is of weak nature, man. Right? Because really all the holidays that Esau Edom and this kingdom of America set up for you to celebrate is all about self-pleasure.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's eating, drinking. But you think, you know, we got solemn assemblies too. Even the so-called Easter that they celebrate, which they say, you know, they celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. It's still a celebration. Right.
About America.
Here it is. They got turkey and dressing. You know, eating rolls. But during the time of the Passover, you're supposed to be getting leaven. It's supposed to be a sacrifice that's going on. Right. It's supposed to be something that you're supposed to be giving up. But this place ain't about giving nothing up. About you making no sacrifices. Unless you're sacrificing unto the devil, right?
Yeah. But America is not, nothing about America is solemn. Everything is about joy, celebration, and happiness. Wow. Ain't nothing serious in America, man. America don't even push nothing serious. Look at all the holidays, these wicked ass things they promote. There's nothing serious about it, man. Yep. Everything is about just love and, you know, and forgiving.
Yeah, because Santa Claus, you think of Santa down in America, you think of nigga drunk, you know, Street somewhere with the hat on.
Right.
You know,
got the crumbled up cookies in his pocket.
You know, that's a miracle, man. You see, it's all about you haven't had a good time until you're passed out drunk somewhere.
Exactly.
That means you're overindulged. This what this society is pushing, man. Yep. You know,
and if I may add, it's all like giving in to your flesh.
Yep. It's all about flesh.
Pleasing the flesh. Pleasing the flesh.
That's why the Lord, you know, says let go of mortal thoughts and tap into spiritual thoughts. Because the freedom first starts when you control your spirit. And the key components to any person, you know, not just Israelite, but any person, it starts with the spirit, then the mind, then the body. So you gotta unlock your spirit first, man. You know, you gotta be free. You gotta be free from the spirit of this place first, man. Go ahead.
And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times.
See, haste thee to flee from these times, man. You know, because the way that this place is going is for total destruction. Man. A one-way street to destruction. That's it.
For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
Yep. So that's why that's another reason why we come out is to warn. Like that's what we do, man. To warn you, right? And to warn you that not only is a destruction coming, but on the merciful side of the Lord, there's a way out of it.
It's a deliverance.
It's a deliverance, right? Which it always was a deliverance. See, he gave you the way out of it before you ever got into it. You know?
Hey, but he stated it too, though.
Hey.
He said that those that read in the book of life,
Right.
gonna get to the limit.
Right. Yeah. we gonna get that because that's I think that's in Revelation 21 too, which I had written for us to bring out. But if you notice in the contract, which verse you in 28? 7, right? So we got 7 more verses, pretty much. And then it gets into the curses.
Yep.
So see how simple it was for us to have everything? It's like 14 verses that, you know, this all you gotta do.
Right.
You know? And really, it really telling us what we're gonna get for doing one thing, just listening to the Lord and obeying what He say. Everything else is just telling us what the reward of it was. Now when you get down to 15 on down to 68,
Punishment.
you know, that's all punishments for fucking up, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
All right, I'm going to start over. Deuteronomy 28:7. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
Yep.
They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways.
Yep. And see, we experienced a taste of that during the time of King David, you know, because nobody was able to mess with us. And Joshua. Now, when you deal with what happened with King David's throne falling, that's when the curses kicked in, you know? Because see, it say, what we've been, as the king is, so is his people.
Yep.
So the reason why our kingdom fell is because King David went off. You see? Which we understand it was set up for it to happen, but that's how the Most High works. The way that the system of people is governed is depending on how the king governs, you know? The standard that the king sets, man.
Yep, everybody else fall in line after what the king do.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the order of things.
That's right.
Like King David, he went off and he repented. His kingdom was still established.
Yep.
Solomon had those years of peace. And then at the end of his rulership, you know, he went off. The true fail came under Rehoboam.
Yep.
You know, when the kingdom was split between Rehoboam and Jeroboam, Rehoboam was son of Solomon over the southern kingdom. Jeroboam, he took the northern kingdom back to idolatry, worshiping the calf.
Yep.
They're going back to Egypt. And that was when, you know, those heathens began, you know, to really start having their way with us, man.
Yep.
You know?
Hey, you still got a lot of northern kingdom, man, that, you know, got them idols.
Yeah, when you look at, just look up a map of Roman Catholicism, it's going to show you every country that worships Roman Catholicism is red. It's going to be the whole Central and South America. All right? A little piece of Africa, you know, over there, and actually Italy, you know, Roman Italy, you know? But then most of that whole continent of South America is Roman Catholic, and nothing but idolatry.
And it makes sense too because the northern kingdom was the first really to get the furthest away from righteousness. You know, because we, even though we was going off, we still was in the east. We still, you know what I'm saying? And they came over here to the Americas, even though they, you know, a lot of them still had, you know, the customs. They still, you know, worshiping the idols of the Assyrian gods. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they got it the worst, man. You know.
Verse 8, it says, the Lord shall command the blessings upon thee in thy storehouses and in all that thou settest thine hand unto. And he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy power and walk in his ways.
That's the government you want to be under. You want to be under the government of supreme righteousness. You know? Because Yahweh Shem Yahweh he's not gonna make a law and then say, oh, okay, you know what? We're gonna change that so we can find this loophole to get around it where it works for us.
Like he got a law on top of a law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's only prohibited and granted to those in the know.
This nigga got a whole building full of laws.
Right.
A whole nother set of rules when it comes into the court.
Yeah. Dealing with the court system. That's why I say he was an unjust power.
Yep. And that's something too, since you're speaking on that too. Elder Malcolm was going into, which I never understood that it was beautiful. Because you notice when you go into the courtroom, the flags in the courtroom got a gold fringe around. I mean, for lack of better words, and to be able to break it down precise like he did, stepping into another realm. Them gold fringes around that flag meaning it's a whole nother system. And the word court means game. So they really play. It's like a game. They think people's lives is a game, man.
That's why they have that fence. Once you cross that fence, you're entering the court.
Yeah.
You know, they say that, you know, outside of the court, it's the law of the land, but inside, it's like the law of the sea or law of the water.
They want to say justice, the law of justice.
Yeah.
But
They don't got no
wickedness, though.
Yep, they don't got no true justice.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead, bro. You
All
got
right.
something? Oh, you go ahead.
This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh and the law that endure forever.
Yep.
All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Right. And that's gonna be the law that's gonna be established forever in the earth, man. We ain't gonna be changing no laws, man. Whatever it is, that's what it is. You know?
They were going to bounce the earth back.
Yeah.
The law, sacred commandments the Lord has set up. This was going to bounce the earth back, man. Then it's going to be rain. Then the law, sacred commandments, then we're going to make the earth go back to flourishing, man. Yep. Everything going to be rejoicing. The people going to be rejoicing. The animals, the trees, the earth. Everything going to go back to how it was in the beginning of the book of Genesis, man. Our paradise. Like we speaking on that day.
Just like something that, you know, the Spirit was calling to my mind is that the scripture, I think it's in Corinthians, where it talk about, does not nature tell you that it's for man to have long hair?
Oh yeah.
Now when you go into that word nature, it talks about the laws of life. So life itself was built upon laws, right? And that's why we die, because we're not living according to the laws that life was built upon. Right? You know, the brother Karumya had sent me a video from the brother's page, GMS Get This Work, and like he had a video of a scene from some movie. I don't know what movie it was, but pretty much it's like everything is set up numerically. It's a numeric science. You know what I'm saying? It's to how life is set up. Like math, right? The truth in Hebrew is amath, right? So you gotta have the right math, man. You see, it ain't gonna life ain't gonna add up to how the Lord set up for us to live, man.
That's why you have Bashima outside. It's so heavy on the number 12.
Yep.
Everything is really broke down like 12. Right?
Yep.
Then when you go into a minute, it's 60 seconds. All right, we just 5 divided by 12, multiplied by 12. You see, 12 really is like the governing number, you know, of everything. You know,
144,000. 12 times 12. 12 tectonic plates.
Yeah. Then what? 12 times this?
Yep. That's it. It says Deuteronomy 28 and 10. And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee.
They're going to be in the kingdom, man. Now we're going to go back to our rightful state, man. We're going to get them bodies. You know that we once had before, man. Even better. You know, but guess what? They're going to be scared because we're going to be governed by the law, statutes, commandments.
Ain't nobody afraid of black.
Ain't nobody afraid of Jake but Jake.
Ain't nobody scared of Jake. Nobody scared of Issachar.
Jake, you got Jake out there think Esau scared of him, man. Esau like the real Duke Edomites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't fucking scared of you, man.
Nah,
One is tapped into their sword.
Shit.
Right.
shit.
They already know what they can do.
Man, they send little Lily out back with the shotgun, go get your ass.
Right.
She ain't here. She got little Lily come out. Lily, go see who that is at the door.
I was watching a little thing on Instagram yesterday. The dude was playing with the box and shit in Home Depot or whatever. Man, the Edomite told the boy, step outside. He gonna shoot him. Yeah, that boy outside, he's like, come on, step outside. Yeah, he gonna blow his ass off, man. Ain't nobody scared of Jake.
Yep. It says, and the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee.
Now here it is. They still talking about 40 acres in the mule. They
Right.
still talking about, reparations.
Right.
This man ain't gave you nothing yet. You know, some stimulus packages, a couple little stimulus checks. But how does that compare to what the Lord has promised us, man? You know? And he's talking about our whole nation. You know, starting with the elect. So you have these Jakes, they know that the best way for them to live is by putting everybody around them on. Well, that's how the Lord set it up for the whole nation to be on. You talking about just your immediate family or your cousins and people you grew up with, your aunties and uncles. No, when your whole nation is on. That's true independence, man. See, Esau don't got true independence. Cause he ain't even got his whole nation on. This nigga pathetic, man. You ain't got your whole nation on.
You can't even call yourself. Put another word on there.
Hey, you got Edomites out here begging for change.
Come on, man.
On the street corners, man. You think we gonna have that in our kingdom?
Everybody know that ain't no righteous kingdom.
Come on, no?
The law prevents stuff like that. When you go into the law, it tells you that if you find any poor among your people, that you're supposed to give them some substance.
That's right.
You know?
You're supposed to put them on. Yeah. Fuck you. It's called to reap the land dry, man.
Right.
That boy gave the earth a motherfucking break yet.
Everything getting worked to death.
So the law, when you go into the law wasn't just something you whip out when somebody did something wrong. It was a lifestyle. All right, the land sacrifice. Going into the fabric that you wear. All that plays a part. Being a flourishing nation, letting the earth produce to its fullest. Like I say, going back to the biblical law. All right, they promoted the earth. All right, to run efficiently by only eating certain animals. That makes the ecosystem be efficient, so the earth can bring forth its strength, man. You see, so the law wasn't just something that came out, when someone did something wrong. All right, that's part of it. All right, but the overall law is a lifestyle, man. That's why it talks about the doctrine of life. This is how you live on earth.
Instruction.
It's
instruction.
Yep.
From one on down. Instructions, man.
Basic instructions before leaving earth.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna get back to that in the kingdom of heaven, man. And that's what we patiently waiting on.
Oh, okay. Okay. You get yours, and then you got it.
This is Daniel 7, now starting 26 and 27. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it to the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him.
That's complete sovereignty, man. He said he's going to take away the dominion. Take away dominion from who? Esau, Edom. And it's going to be through war. All right? Because even when you go through the 4th of July, the independence that America got, all right, from Britain, what did it come by? What had to happen first? A war. So what war have you niggas won? What war has a nigga won, man? You know? So, yeah. You know? You niggas have a catalog of failure, man. Alright? So, war produces independence, man. Alright?
Solomon's rule, King David had
to go to war. Joshua had to go to war. See? War has to come first before there's an independence, man. You know? Even going to the Civil War, you know? Because the Civil War, all it was a transfer from private slavery to corporate slavery. But see, the elites didn't have no social security cards under the slave job, all right? That was in captivity to the private slave owners, man. That was a way for the elite, all right, to get money off of every single person in America, man. That's all that was, man. And the reason why the North won, because the elites were funding them. They didn't run out of finances, man. You see? So, you Israelites don't understand, because you had niggas just go crazy about Juneteenth.
Right.
You know?
Abraham Lincoln was trying to avoid a civil war as much as possible because there's a quote that said, I'm not going to set the black increase and enslave white people to the banks.
Yep.
Because he knew that once they go into debt to these bankers, that is going to be a wrap. Yep. But Abraham Lincoln had a plan to get them back on this gold standard, a few years after the war, and that's why he got assassinated. Yep. It's because he had a plan to get them out from that debt to the banks.
See the war.
JFK too, if I'm mistaken.
He was on your shit too. Trying to get the silver. Trying to go back to the silver dollar. Hey, cause you gotta understand the elites with the war. It really don't matter who wins per se as much as getting this nation in debt. Because even when you go back to the war of 1812, which they fought, like America fought Britain again, and they won. But see, America had to borrow money from the bankers. See, they just want to get you in debt. You know, but the scripture tell you, what's it, Proverbs, that the borrower is subject to the lender. See, the elite bankers just want to get you in debt. As long as they can get you in debt, they can control the government. They just got to get the government in debt. So they'll make a nation go to war with you. You can win, but you're going to exhaust so many resources fighting this war. You're going to have to get a loan. All right? And who's going to be there to give you that loan? All right? You know?
Big brother Ross.
Yeah, so all it was, the Civil War, it wasn't about seeing you niggas happy. You know? No, the Civil War was just to keep America in debt to the bankers, man. That's all it was about. It had nothing to do with your freedom, man. You know?
And that let you know, too, Esau don't give a damn about bloodshed.
Nah. Hell no.
All the people dying, man, that's what he looking at.
Like we were talking about earlier, like, even when you go back, like we were talking about the first triumphal with Julius Caesar. Yep. See, Julius Caesar was out there on the front line. Yep. That's why they loved him so much and made him the dictator over Rome. Because his military loved him so much because he was out there with him. And then when he would conquer lands, he would give his military lands. You see? But you got the elites, they don't go to war. They just sit and make counsel. All right? Come up with a scheme on who's going to get rich off the war and who's going to go in debt. You know?
And David was out there
on the front line. See? Joshua.
Yeah.
You know?
I think you had sent that word before, in our group chat. How bosses lead from the back, kings lead from the front, rulers lead from the front. Yep. Yeah, we gonna see all sleepy. We gonna see all Sleepy Joe out on the front line.
Creepy Joe. What question you got? Cryptocurrency. It's just a bridge to the chip, which is the mark of the beast. All right, because you got this thing that they call CBDC. You ever heard of it?
Yeah, it's the
Central Bank Digital Currency. So all cryptocurrency is doing is prepping you, is prepping the people, all right, for digital currency, centralized digital currency.
There are some that aren't pegged to any fiat currencies that you could, as a movement, gather around and put your funds behind it, simply just kind of overwhelm the financial.
But you gotta think, look at what we're talking about. We're talking about the people that run the banking system have been running it for hundreds of years. So ain't no mysterious guy just pop up and come up with a currency that they don't know about.
Yeah.
All right. Get Job 9:24.
That's right.
Hey, because you got to understand the control that these people have. Ain't no currency just popping up on the market and they don't have no say so in it. You know, it don't work like that. See, they allow certain things to happen, just condition you to get used to digital money. All right. Because at the end of the day, they control who buys and who sells. That's not done privately. All right? Oh, you get that real quick?
Job 9:24.
9:24.
All right, this is Job, verse 9 and 24.
Yeah.
It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Yeah, these people, you were talking about these elite bankers who every one is trying to wiggle out from under their power. No, the earth is given into their hand, which means all the finances, all the resources, the militaries is within their hands. You know? So you're not gonna come up, ain't some some computer nerd in New Hampshire gonna come up with a currency that's gonna overthrow what these men been doing for hundreds of years. All right?
It's a mechanism to say if that does happen, you don't want to get caught holding the bag.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're gonna crash the whole world economy. Because you gotta think, the world economy is attached to what? The American dollar. All right, every economy, every currency on earth is attached to the dollar. So if they crash the dollar, by default, the whole world economy gonna crash. Then they're gonna come up with one world currency. That's the end game. See, all these different cryptocurrencies and hidden currencies, this is nothing but a theater that's leading up to a one world currency. Yeah, it look cute. You know, it look like you're doing something great. It look like you're off the grid. It look like you're not attached to any fiat currency, but at the end of the day, what makes a currency? Why do they call it fiat currency? Because you believe it's money,
Right.
Because the reason why the dollar is accepted is because all these businesses you go up to Main Street, Bill, they trust that they can buy goods with the dollar. You see? Yeah. So it's not.
Solution against the financial establishment if we can't.
We're gonna overthrow it.
We're gonna establish a just weight.
Yep. The script, see, that's one thing. See, now everybody forced to deal with the solution of the Bible.
Right.
You see, all these other solutions that people coming up with, they lead back to them.
Yeah.
You know, now you gotta deal with the Bible that says that's gonna overthrow, all right, this wicked society. Read that real quick.
Hey, Bob,
Right.
can a brother get the scripture where it says it's cankered, it's
Yeah.
faulty?
James 5:1. Yeah, get that real quick.
Finish this off.
Yeah, finish
All
that,
right.
Joe.
It says-
Get Revelation 13:10. Go ahead.
It says, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not, where and who is he?
Yeah, so the scripture tells you that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And then one of the signs to show you who the wicked was, he covered the face of the judges. Now, the number one judge of the earth, all right, is whom the word is called Jesus Christ. Now, the way that they portray how he looked, he doesn't look like this. They covered their face up with their image. All right? So that's a token of who the wicked is. Now, let's go into the solution, all right, of what's going on in the earth, man. You see? Get that, 13. Oh, yeah, okay.
Read 4 and then jump to 8.
This is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 10 and 4.
Yep.
The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord.
The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. See, the reason why these people are in power is because the Lord put them in power. See, one thing about it, the Bible, every rulership that we see come on the earth, the Bible prophesies about it. Let's go to Daniel 7th chapter. It prophesies about the Assyrians. It prophesies about the Babylonians. It prophesies about the Median Persians. It prophesies about the Greeks. And it prophesies about the Romans. You see? And they came in power directly according to the order of Daniel the 7th chapter. So now we in this rulership where it was prophesied, all right, that for the wicked, Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man, to be in power right now, before, all right, our Savior, whom the world isn't called Jesus Christ, comes to overthrow him, man.
That's right.
You see? Go ahead. Oh, yeah, my verse 8. Yeah.
Jumping down to verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries. Hold on. I ain't finished 4. And in due time, he was set over it one that is profitable.
Yeah, in due time, all right, the Most High will set up one over this prophet. That's his son. You see, well, people don't understand who they talk about, Jesus Christ. He's coming back to the earth to rule as a king. Right. All right, and he's going to do it in righteousness, man. You see, the earth needs new rulership. That's right. They don't need a new fiat currency. You know, we don't need a new cryptocurrency. We need new rulership. See, right. You got to solve a problem from the top. All right.
I just see it as kind of like it's a tool, and yeah, it can be co-opted by establishment, like you're saying. But I do think there are facets of it, say like Ethereum, that doesn't have a wellspring out of Wall Street or any kind of nation state, but that can be a mechanism for you to. You have to build up a equal and opposite force, you know.
Nah, you ain't. So, but you can't.
You don't have a tool.
They got too much power. They too far gone. All right, it's way beyond the solution that you trying to present. Now, if you have a way to invest, you know, make you some money, make you some moves, you know, why you have you can do this, but that's not the solution to what they trying to see. We haven't even seen the beginning of what they're really trying to do. All right, these people are trying to be guys on earth. It goes way farther than just, you know, currency. All right, like you go into the vaccine, all right, the vax. They're trying to rewrite your DNA. They're trying to be able to put your thoughts, all right, on the database, on the grid. It goes way further than just trying to control, all right, cryptocurrency. No, these people trying to be guys on the earth, man. So, like, their little cryptocurrency is lightweight compared to what they come, because you gotta think, all right, when Iraq tried to put they oil on the world trade for gold, what happened? Huh? Yeah. So, exactly. So when Muammar Gaddafi, when he tried to put his oil on the world trade, all right, for the gold and oil, what happened? No, I'm saying when you try to get away from under this man's currency, what happens? What does he do? So who you know with the military?
That's what I'm saying. Being that you're completely outnumbered by an impossible force, you have to yourself divest from the wellspring.
Well, if I got hundreds of thousands of troops, I got unlimited missiles and tanks, I can just sit back and watch you get all the wealth you want to get.
Take it whenever I get ready.
And when you get up to a amount that I see fit to my liking, I'ma just come take it. You see, so it don't matter the moves that you making. You ain't. The people don't got no power. This man, the American military is nothing but a mercenary for the elite bankers. All right, that's why they go over to the. That's why they've been in the Middle East. It don't matter who in office. You go back all the way from Daddy Bush, all right, to right now. What has the American military been concentrated in the Middle East? Because it has nothing to do. Is Iraq. All right, have you seen one Iraq fighter jet fly over America? So they're not fighting no invading force. They're over there for the interest of the elite bankers. They're mercenaries for the elite bankers. You see? So cryptocurrency, like you're speaking of, has nothing to do with their agenda. That's why they allow these things to happen, to give you an illusion that you're escaping the system.
Well, you said the USD is the world reserve currency. Yeah. And if that should change and become non-local, well, the U.S. military is kind of backing, you'd say, training at the end of the day. So if that was not local, then you have the possibility, rather than hopes and dreams, to do what you're trying to do.
All right, so for time's sake, we're gonna keep going back and forth. We're gonna sum it all up what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
There's no financial freedom in a place that's ruled by a wicked ruler. You understand? This it's a nation that's in rulership right now. So to sum up what we're trying to say, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So if the spirit that's in the man that's controlling the earth is to do wickedness, any system that's set up on the earth is only a system that goes back to wickedness and deceit. The solution is what the brother was telling you earlier, is right here, which starts with spiritual freedom. Because there's no financial freedom and there's no physical freedom here in this place. Because it's ruled by wickedness. And that's, I mean, that's the way we see it, and that's what we believe. And we are here preaching that for ones that can possibly accept it through us reading what's in these scriptures to open your mind up to it. Because the scriptures tell you everything that went on in the earth and what's going on in the earth now and what's going to go on in the earth until this man is taken out of the way. You see? So go back to Sirach 10, start at 4 and jump to 8, and then we're gonna sum it up.
This is Sirach 10 and 4 again. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord.
So just hear the scriptures for a minute without dialogue. Go ahead.
And in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
So in due time there will be a system that all the nations of the earth are going to be able to financially prosper in, have financial freedom in, starting with the elect of his own people. See, his people has to come back in authority on the earth first. And then this place will have a system of freedom of life. See? Because money don't mean nothing without people that are in a righteous system with that money. See, fiat currency, like you say, is based upon trust with a man who lives by deceit. Let's go.
Jumping down to verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings.
Unrighteous dealings.
Injuries and riches got by deceit.
How was America established? Through rape, robbery, and murder of the Native American Indians, who they say was native here, right? But they took the land from them, right? They took everything from them. So everything that America was built upon, read again.
Because of unrighteous dealings.
Unrighteous dealings.
Injuries and riches got by deceit.
Injuries and riches got by deceit.
The kingdom is translated from one people to another.
So a new people has to come into authority before there's ever any financial freedom. Right? Before there's any true equity. Now, Lord didn't create people to be equal, but he did set up a people to rule over all the other people, not just to solely be in rulership to oppress them and be tyrants over them, but for them to have a system to be governed by in the earth that's righteous for everybody, where everybody profits from it. Israel first and foremost, then the other nations.
Can I add something?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, you said trust-based fiat. That's what there's lots of solutions like say Monero that are trying to dissolve any sort of. It's completely private and it's trustless via encryption. So
Go ahead.
There
All
is
right.
no central authority.
Can you get James real quick?
Go ahead.
This is James 5 and start at 1.
So this is what the Bible say.
Go to now, ye rich man, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye shall have heaped treasures together for the last days.
And what's happening, what you have to understand is the dollar started, paper money in general was supposed to be a representation of how much gold that you had. All right? Like we have paper money in our pocket now. All right? You're supposed to be able to give me $10. All right? The dollar goes back to measurement. I'm supposed to go and trade that $10 for a certain amount of gold or silver. That system has been corrupted. Now it's just all about paper. See, Esau Edom is going to be found guilty because he has amassed all these riches and the earth is empowerment. All right, 1%. All right, 85% of the world's wealth go to 1% of the population every year. All right, and that 85% of wealth that he's amassing every year is going to be a witness against him that he's been governing the earth in wickedness, man, because it ain't supposed to be like that. Before you came up here, we was talking about $10. Yeah. All right. Matter of fact, real quick, you know, I believe that's a brother look up Silverstone, get that scripture real quick, because when you go into a righteous rulership, all right, it's about what they call wealth distribution. The That's the main thing that you're talking. You want your mindset is it needs to be a better wealth distribution, right?
Well, you have, that's not the cool, man. Just because, the last song to end,
Yeah, man, because see they got you on the hamster wheel. You know? You'll never get nowhere like that. Yeah, read that. Yeah, read that real quick. Now, no, hold on, read that real quick. Because, see, the earth is only used to, like, especially this generation of people, you're only used to having paper money. Right. No one is really used to having true substance, like we spoke of earlier, man. All right? Paper money is not real wealth, man. And they're going to show you when they crash the dollar.
So if paper money is not real money, what makes you think crypto is real money?
because it operates in a deflationary manner when it's
Alright. So money that you can touch, right? If it's not real, digital, right? How's that real? You can't tell us. You fight with those cows. Let's listen to the scripture now.
Listen to this.
Come on.
Second Chronicles chapter 1 verse 15. And the king made silver and gold in Jerusalem as plenteous.
As plenteous. You don't have plenteous in nothing. Everything in this society is based on you scrapping and fighting for, man. Nothing is plenteous here, man. All right? You got to do a capitalist equation every month to pay bills, man.
And why is that?
All right? Go ahead and read that.
Wicked.
Yeah. Nothing is plenteous here. But it said the king, this was King Solomon, who was a righteous king. You got to replace the kings, man. Let me tell you this. I'm gonna ask you this real quick. All right? If you own the Memphis Grizzlies, you the owner. All right? If you go 0 for 82, who you gonna fire first? If you don't win one game, who you gonna fire? Huh? Oh man, he ain't dealing with reality.
Everybody had a good game.
Yeah. He's a
I'm not trying to argue with you. I was just suggesting just consider it. Look into it.
What? Why? Do we look like we're gonna do that? Come on, man. Have a nice day.
Second Chronicles chapter 1 verse 1.
Good luck with your crypto.
Yeah, good luck, man.
And the king made silver and gold in Jerusalem as plenteous as stone.
Yep, as plenteous as stone. That means the economy was booming. Pretty much when King Solomon was ruling, the whole nation basically was millionaires. Right. If you just want to put it in today's terms. Yeah. All right, every man was basically a millionaire was average.
You're dealing with a man in a system who telling you the earth won't populate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Come on, man. You think he trying to allow you to get in some type of system that allow you to prosper?
Yeah, you get cryptocurrency, and your phone die, you through.
You can't pay that.
You got one your phone charge.
That's really what's backing. That's really what's backing. I was gonna say because that's really what's backing the whole cryptocurrency is the grid. The electronic system. So all it takes is an EMP, and then all that goes up in front of you.
And then what they've been doing lately, cyber attacks. Some call cyber attacks. You saw they ain't gonna do a cyber attack on cryptocurrency? Yeah. We here, we telling you, man, every time somebody trying to get out the dollar, all right, Esau pull up like, what you doing? What's going on? But then,
like Debo.
Yeah, a nigga on Main Street, with a piece with an eighth of a Bitcoin, he got to figure it out. Come on, man.
Get to buying too much shit without no check stubs.
Yeah.
See if they pull up on you.
Yeah. You can't even withdraw what they. You can't even deposit $10,000. Shit. They You got they'll call feds on you, man. Come on, man.
$10,000 ain't $10,000. What? Hundreds?
Yeah.
What's that? 100 hundreds?
And plus, if you're trading U.S. dollars,
Stay over there.
if you're trading U.S. dollars for Bitcoin, you still have to go through certain U.S. companies for that transaction. Like you said, it still has a capital to do it for that because they worry about money laundering. So And the people that, know all the ins and outs of cryptocurrency, know how to use the blockchain to their advantage so that they can use, transfer large amounts of money for Bitcoin. They're doing it to launder money, man.
What's that? Is that 2 Corinthians 2:11? That Satan shall get it. That's just another one of Satan's devices, man.
Because you really, if you're really trying to make, millions off the Bitcoin and stuff, you have to sell out, certain morals to obtain those riches. And I got a scripture too.
Man, fuck this shit.
This
Fuck
is
cryptocurrency, man. Our solution is to come back to true equity, man.
That's right. We ain't got to worry about no fucking cryptocurrency.
Right,
We ain't got to worry about the MOB, none of that, man. We know in the scripture, like it said, man, they shall work, they shall be hungry. Like it says, right? See, the Lord gonna bless the prophet, man. At the end of the day, we gonna receive our daily bread, man. All right, the Lord is preparing His prophets to make it through the hard time that's coming upon this place, man. All right, so all we gotta do is continue to keep teaching and keep believing, man. All right, our faith is what's gonna get us out of here, man. Right. And how a shot gonna come through, man. All right, we ain't got to worry about no fucking money, man. We got to be worried about 2/3 of our people, our family. All right, we got to worry about continue to serve the Lord and keep the sincerity, man. And He gonna take care of us. That's why they might all about crypto, because he worried about the money system.
He trying to maintain this system.
Man, this shit be cut off, man.
Hey, but he know that dollar ain't shit though. He know that much. He know
trying to escape.
He trying to find an exit.
Right.
Yeah, everybody trying to look to see where it's going.
Right, but this is the only exit. Yeah. He said wisdom and knowledge shall be to build our time. This is the only exit that is on the earth, man.
Yeah.
This the real money.
This how you gonna get paid.
Hey, this the real money train.
Exactly, man. Talking about chasing the bag. This is what you supposed to be chasing.
Right.
This the real bag, man.
Brother got your scripture.
Yeah. Go ahead and bring that Micah 2 out, Micah 2 and 1.
This is Micah. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their bed.
Yeah. Your bed goes to your comfort. At least I within their comfort. All right, go ahead.
And when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands.
It's in the power of their hands. Just like, I was saying, all right, with these cryptos, you still got to deal with what? You still got to deal with all these different, all these different companies that are ran by Esau Edom. All right? You had this truther that come out and said that there are 37 million businesses that are being financed by 4 banks. See? So it's in the power of their hands to bring forth this legislation. Because even they got the pandemic with the mask mandate. Really, OSHA has a rule that you're not supposed to wear masks in a poorly ventilated area for so long. But who owns OSHA? Who think, yeah, come on, man. You can't get around these people within this system, man. They got it on lock, man. You see? It's in the power of their hands, man. And that's what these simple Americans don't understand, man. You know? But they gonna learn the hard way soon, man. You got one? Yeah, one.
You just got the different ones that say the same thing.
Okay, yeah. Get your
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 5.
Yep.
If riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom?
What is richer than wisdom?
That worketh all things.
That worketh all things, and this man has no wisdom. If he can't come to the understanding that there has to be a new rulership for things to get better, then he doesn't, have true wisdom. And see, the reason why he doesn't, and the one thing he didn't want to accept is the new rules. You see, because it's his people ruling. So he's like, we just gonna fix these niggas that's in rulership now. No, all y'all gotta be replaced, man. All right.
Still go.
Yeah. You know, y'all shot coming back in that Joe Clark spirit. That's why he lined them niggas up on stage. He said, I kicked them bastards out. That's all I gotta say about this.
Proverbs 16 and 16. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold,
Wisdom is better than gold because through wisdom, you understand how systems work. Even the elites, they have a very deceptive way of ruling the earth. It's very deceptive. See, they rule with left-hand wisdom. Like, they ain't just eat some Edomites with money. No, they got wisdom with their money. That's how they set up these different systems that keep everyone in debt, man. You see, so the wisdom comes before the rich man. See, go ahead.
And to get understanding, rather to be chosen than silver.
To get understanding, and those are guys that have zero understanding. He's still talking about, you know, it's not centralized and all this old dumb shit because he don't understand how the earth works. He don't understand how the bankers are running the earth, man. Right. You know?
That boy saying, Tell from the crib, do you know how this shit works?
He ain't understanding how they control the finance and the resources.
Yeah. And this type of nigga probably just do stocks and trades off the cash app. Right. You know?
He got left out.
Yeah, like he just out there, you know, moving and shaking. No, man, this nigga got, like I say, an eighth of a Bitcoin, you know, and they went, 12 niggas went half on it, you know, to get that.
Right. Even if he was part of the AMC and GameStop, you know, crowd, I was still barely putting a dent in these, you know, hedge funds.
Yeah.
$1 billion hedge funds. They lost hundreds of millions of dollars. That's still a dent when they're billionaires, man.
Yeah. Hey, did the scripture tell you about a man that's giving the change? Now, let us know that shit corrupt because the damn value of it constantly going up and down. Change that shit when you want to. Right.
All right, this is Sirach 19 and 22. It says, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Because Esau Edom, within his left hand wisdom, now he has a mind frame that he's going to overthrow, you know, the prophecy. And like he's going to offset the prophecy. He's prepared to fight the Yahushua and the angels, man. That's not wise. You see? That's a very unwise thing because what the scripture say about Sodom and Gomorrah, all right, was an example to a nation that will live after. So here it is, the scripture telling you what's going to happen to a nation that lives in this fashion. And this man lives in that fashion. He promotes it, showing that he's not truly wise, man. And see, like I told you, you know, you got, all right? Because he looked like Caesar Borgia. Right. You know? So what we're telling you guys is now everybody got to come to the Bible. Because now the wisdom of this world sounds dumb as hell. Hey, the Bible is confounding everything, man. All right? Everything is being confounded. If you don't go through the Bible, you have no understanding of what's going on, man. You see? So he in the box. Because he trying to find some, ain't no other way. The Bible making more sense and the world is making less sense. Day by day, man. Yeah. You know? When you hear these niggas plans to try to get away from under the elites, it sounds worse and worse, man. Like when you listen to them troopers on Brighteon, I think they Mike Adams, you know, he went through a situation the other day, you know, he talking about, yeah, you gonna grow some gardens.
We're gonna have an imaginary currency.
Yeah. Come on, man. You gonna grow gardens now?
After the earth is defiled?
Yeah.
Right. You know, we're about to enter into a famine.
Like it's gonna be all that chaos. You gonna be picking tomatoes in your garden. Nigga ain't gonna come see what you got. Yeah.
I'm gonna bring that shit over here.
Yeah.
You got that,
Come on, man. You got it, bro.
Yeah, it says, neither at any time the counsel of the sinner is prudent.
Yeah, any time of the counsel of sin is prudent. Because it's not a wise idea how this man is trying to run the earth. Even all his systems is failing, man. All the philosophy that he pushed is failing, man. All right? It's not wise to push people to be homosexual, man. Same-sex marriage. That was very unwise for society. And look what it did. It created more disease, all right? And it dropped down, all right, the birth rate. You know? It's not wise, all right, to have everyone just strapped with guns, man. It's not wise to have everyone with all this nuclear weaponry, man. You see?
All it takes is for one emotion to get triggered.
One
Yeah.
of them get stirred up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna nuke you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Today.
God.
And this is the earth we live in.
Right.
Destruction is a push of a button.
Look at
Then even like you say with Russia, like you talking about yesterday, Russia, if any missile gets shot to Russia, they got it set up where they missiles automatically start, they missiles on auto. They silos that's coming up, they shooting missiles back. So while your missile coming, they shit coming back. And it's on automatic. That's their war strategy. Alright? So you can shoot through a little cruise missile, you bullshit, and playing.
Tell her I was just playing. I was just playing.
Hey, well, you won't do that no more. You know? But that's the society we live in, showing that this man is not wise, man. It's very unwise, man. Why would you pollute the air on the earth you stay in? Here it is, this nigga showed he can't get off this earth. He can't go to another planet. So why would you pollute the planet that you live on?
Right,
Why would you pollute the water system that you drink out of, man?
And that's why I
It's a
say,
very unwise kingdom.
that's why I say he's wise in his own crafty.
Yep.
Because everything he's doing is for his downfall.
Yep.
You know?
Ultimately, he's destroying himself.
Exactly.
Because he's destroying the #1 resource on the earth.
Yeah.
People, not money.
Yep. Right. That's another thing. Human resources is much more valuable than the damn dollar. Gold. Alright.
We're gonna close down.
This is Revelation chapter 21, verse 1. And outside new heaven and a new earth.
That's what we're looking for. No, new rulership. All right. When they say new earth, it means, I think the Greek word is kainos, which means refresh, right? Renewed. You know, we always talk about how it took 2 men to carry 1 cluster of grapes, right? And you pinching grapes with your thumb and your index finger today. So the earth is not yielding the fruit, man. Right? Go ahead.
For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea.
Right, because this earth is wicked. Right? This rulership is wicked. Go ahead.
And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh Shai.
And that's what we were trying to get through Numbskull's brain here, is that the people have to be replaced.
Right.
The king has to be taken out of the way. Go ahead.
Prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
Right, and that bride is talking about the starting with the elect, 144,000, man. Okay, Yahweh Shai and the King David, the 12, and the rest of the elect, 144,000, and then the rest of the 1/3. But the governing body, the ones that's going to actually establish and enforce righteousness in the earth, is the 144,000 of each of the 12 tribes of Israel. Go ahead.
It said, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh Shai is with men.
Right, and ain't gonna be no women in authority. Ain't gonna be no women judges. Ain't gonna be no women officers. Ain't gonna be no women in the military. None of that. Women gonna be in their rightful order, right? Because the Lord says His tabernacle is with men.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And he would dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh Shai himself shall be with them and be their power.
Yep. So that's gonna be the true independence, man. Right. You see, when we got the entire earth back in the state of righteousness, it is gonna be profitable for all, man. Some more. Get some more. Yeah. 4.
Verse 4, and Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
He said He's gonna wipe it away from their eyes. And there ain't gonna be no more death for them. Because we're gonna be an immortal people, man. So as long as righteousness, we're gonna put them laws, statutes, and commandments in us, so it's gonna be like we breathe them. It's gonna be as easy as us to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments as it's easy for us to breathe. And with us being an immortal people, because the Lord said when you go read Sirach, it say that all things cannot be put in man because man is not immortal. So we have to be changed into that immortal body. Once we get that immortal body, then we get that that everlasting life, which is ultimately the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Heavenly Father, man.
Right now, we got to
That's it. We ain't got no choice. we gotta upgrade. She gets violence. You know what I'm saying? Okay, come on. Hey, give me 1 Corinthians 4:20.
This is Isaiah 14:2. The people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Yeah, you're going to go from being a slave to having slaves, right? Come on, man.
That's true revelation. Yeah. God, yeah.
So see, we need that energy back.
Yeah.
See, right. You can't, like you said, like that we need that servitude back.
That's right.
Because our kingdom has to be built. So you can't just throw us money because, like, even if they give Jake land and then 1 mule, what the hell that 1 mule gonna do on 40 acres, man? That mule gonna die. You gonna work the shit out of that mule, man. All right. So you still gotta work. So I can give you the money, but you still gotta do the work. No, we need you so you can do the work. All right. We gonna have the resource, so we gonna need that money. No damn FRN note, man.
1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 20. For the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not in word, but in power.
Power, man. Right? When we get the kingdom, we're going to be with power. See, you Balfour rights over there, you know, you 1948ers, your kingdom came by word, by written documents. See, when they say New Jerusalem coming out of the heavens, we coming with power, man. Right? You know? Yeah. And ain't nobody gonna be able to get away with that. As it says in Revelation 2, 26 and 27, that vigorous, that broad of iron. Hey, our standard gonna be the standard. There ain't gonna be no changing. There ain't gonna be no, like the boy said on Apocalypse, X-Men Apocalypse, no more superpowers. Yeah, there's gonna be one superpower forever, man. Right. That's the government of the nation of Israel, man. You know?
All right, so with that, I hope you brothers edified. Once again, we give all honor and glory and power to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
I want to say double honor to our elders, our great apostle, great millstone, we will teach well, be a great example to Israel, man, the elect, peace and blessings. I hope you get the forefront, putting the truth into consider that great song. Next time, Shalom,
Shalom,
Baba Ball,
Barak
Barak Ka'akim.
Barak Ka'akim.
That's brilliant, bro.